Broncos country.
That was weird.
Let's decide if Russell Wilson is going to be your quarterback or not for the whole year. Michael Lombardi sat down with Bill Simmons and said, don't count on Russ playing 17 just yet. Take a listen. Brew, when I put this graphic up the first time, you yelled at me. And you said that was unfair. I said, Brew, these are just the facts.
Is that true?
Last in everything, yes. You chastised me.
That must have been last season.
Because you don't like Russ anymore?
Yeah.
No, I'm just.
Brew is fickle.
I'm objective.
Brew changes
Russ,
like the leaves.
Surprisingly
and he has abandoned Russ
disappointing.
entirely.
Surprisingly disappointing last year.
And by the way, by process of elimination, Brew's beloved Broncos, I don't think he has a playoff spot for him unless he has him winning the division, which maybe he will. Who knows? Listen, here's the thing, Coach. Sean Payton was hired to fix the Broncos, not Russell Wilson. Now, the fastest path to fixing the Broncos is to fix Russell Wilson, and he has a 5-year, $240 million contract that has not started yet. So moving off him be incredibly painful a year from now, or even 2 years from now, it would be painful. With that said, Sean Payton has also put a stake in the ground on everything that happened here was the previous coach's fault, and if we don't make the playoffs, I'm going to be pissed. And they have a stretch of games starting with all of a sudden a rivalry game against the Jets, where it goes Jets, Chiefs, Packers, Chiefs, Bills. That Bills game is on Monday Night Football right after they're by the middle of the season. If that stretch goes as badly as I think it can, as I think it will, I think Sean Payton, if there's only one parachute on the plane, he's putting it on, not giving it to Russell Wilson, and then going from there. And they did give Jared Stidham 2 years, $10 million.
He looked good the other day.
Wildes' guy, the javelin. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it is more than on the board that he gets benched.
So you're saying week 10 just...
Yeah. After the
Look,
Bills.
I get the 2 years, $10 million, but it's going to take Jared Stidham 9 years to make up the dead cap money if they wanted to move on from Russell Wilson next year.
What are you going to just lose games,
Coach?
Coach?
Here's the thing. Okay, well, let's look at this. So I agree with Mike in the sense that I don't think this is a great fit in terms of scheme because Sean likes shifting, motioning, multiple personnel groups, a lot of volume. I don't know if that plays into Russell Wilson's strengths. And he's not a patient person at this from a coaching perspective. He wants excellence. I totally understand that too. So you're going to want to make moves. But what are you making a move towards? Right. So you've got Jared Stidham. He started, a total of 2 games, and he's 0-2. So that's your big move? That's your big move is going to him? Now maybe that'll work. But even if it works, you can't move on from Russell Wilson at $89 million in dead cap money. Like, what are you going to do? Unless you're a magician with the salary cap, or the salary cap is going to jump significantly, he is part of that team, or maybe you're going to eat 40, 40 plus million a year
for 2 years.
Right.
2 years.
Spread it out.
And if you're willing to do that, okay. But that's a seriously tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, I'm leaning more toward coach. I mean, it's possible, I guess, if he's horrible like he was last year, to be honest. But look, Sean Payton has had success with just about every quarterback he's had. I mean, including ones that are really different. I mean, from Drew Brees to Taysom Hill. I know it's a small sample size with those guys. And Jameis Winston was on the verge of being a dark horse MVP candidate. He was playing really good football. And they were 5-2, 14 touchdowns, I think it was at. So I think what he's going to do, is their defense is good. The run game now is going to have to be critical because now you're without Tim Patrick and Jerry Jeudy for a little while. And so if Russ can just manage the game, like obviously the let Russ cook stuff is out, but he should be humbled enough where he's just trying to get back to being like a solid quarterback.
But if you also killed the guy who was there last year and you said that it was terrible coaching, shouldn't you be able to do more with the player that is there? And if you don't, then was it terrible coaching?
And I think he'll be better. Don't you think he'll be better than last year?
Yes.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm not there, but based on the comments from the people who are there, he said it was a historically bad coaching job. So you would assume by adding good coaching, that player who's been great for a long time
You have it
could
right,
play
Ross.
significantly better than he did.
Just quickly, Nick.
Yeah,
This is what I would show Russell Wilson if I was
Run the
Sean
ball?
Payton. I would say, hey, you used to run for 30 yards, you ran for 33 yards a game, 53 yards a game,
Yeah.
34 yards a game, and then your last year in Seattle, you ran for 13.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to anymore.
And then
He
you ran for
told us
18 and a
that.
half.
He told Brandon Marshall that. He told Dan Patrick
You
that.
gotta run more.
He told Roger Goodell that in the box watching Brady Mahomes in the Super Bowl. I want to be one of those guys,
No.
not the guy I've been. He tried to be one of those guys. He's not that type of player.
But he ran more later in
at
the
the end of
season,
the year.
and they had a little success.
Okay,
I mean, I
so
don't want to
maybe he
overblow
will.
it,
I
but
don't
they
think he's
played
right.
better. So
And
he's
now,
going to have to run more.
he's got a bunch of guaranteed money, so
Yeah,
he doesn't
I
have
think
to run
he's-
if he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
You know, like, don't want
Sit
to
right
run?
here, get my
That guaranteed money.
Is Dak on? Come on. That's too much, Hubs.
What do you mean?
Dak on the hot seat. That's too much.
Unnecessary distractions. Didn't I say
From
that
Hubbard
yesterday?
or the Cowboys?
The Cowboys, Jerry
Oh,
Jones.
okay, I didn't know.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.